last spots of the night. And there's a big boy on the tip of this point, and like, you know, right in the edge of a weed bed. We saw her about an hour and a half ago, a pretty hot one.
It's mid-August, and we're back in Northwest Ontario Sunset Country, fishing a lake that's been on our radar for some time now. It's Perrualt Lake, and we're staying at Manotak Lodge. Perrualt is a little-known lake that has both numbers and size of 3 of our favorite fish: smallmouth, walleyes, and oh yeah, muskies. It can be intimidating to come to a new Canadian Shield Lake because there's so much water that looks so good. We're going to break down this lake and show you how we find the best fish holding structures for this time of year.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride.
Really big cabbage patch right here, right in front of us.
There's food everywhere right here.
Wow, look at this one here. This looks really nice. This is a musky weed bed if I've ever seen one. Wow, this is a serious spot right in here. Beautiful, big broadleaf cabbage in here. That's what you call musky habitat right there.
Anytime you hit a new body of water, especially when you're fishing the Shield water, Northwest Ontario, the biggest investment you can make in your trip is spending time driving, looking at your electronics, assessing what's happening in the environment. Finding the right habitat, looking for clues that there's food and there's bait around is going to pay big dividends. Rather than just looking at a spot on a map, sitting down, fishing for a little bit, going, oh, there's nothing here, maybe you catch a few fish. What happens is if you invest just a few hours in driving the lake, seeing how the whole thing's laid out, you've got a greater sense on how everything's working and you're way more efficient through the trip, and I promise you'll catch more fish.
There's one thing that's changed my Canadian fishing more than anything I own, and that's my Humminbird Helix and Zero Lines SD card. Check this out. The Zero Lines SD card has an outline of all the landmass, and any Helix G2 model has a feature in it called Auto Chart Live. In a nutshell, this thing builds a map for you while you're driving around looking at structure. This is an invaluable tool for any fisherman, anywhere, anytime. Once you use it, you won't know what you did without it.
Got him.
Good deal. What'd he bite?
Super shad, snapping it.
Sweet. That was a good little leap.
Yeah. Or is it a pike?
That's a
It's a
muskie.
pike. I thought it was a muskie. Come on, buddy. No, it's a big pike.
What?
Yep. No, it's a muskie. Come here, buddy.
You want to net him or just?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can probably handle him, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Grab our pliers and we'll just pop this one off. Like that. Sunset. Musky.
I'm just putting it over by.
Yeah. Little guy, but hey.
What?
It's a little guy, but
Yeah, real pretty.
good attitude, right?
Yeah. You got your pliers?
I do. Yep, I sure do. Let's see here. Let's get you a peek of this guy. Just like to pop it off here quick if I could. A quick peek at this little runteroni. That's a good one, huh? Good little musk. Nice and chunky, Jim.
I like that. I like the way he really smoked it.
I bet he did. He jumped.
Yeah.
Like a real big boy.
What's that? Yeah, he really did.
I thought you had a big one for a second there.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Pretty fish.
There you go. Beautiful little muskie. How about that? Perrualt Lake, Manotak Lodge, big walleyes, muskies. Good multi-species
I like the
trip.
smell of the muskies
I
in the
know.
boat.
That's a sweet deal. Here we go.
You get her back.
Ready?
Real pretty fish,
Yeah,
though.
it is.
Look at the belly on that. Does
Yeah,
that
it's
have
thick.
mottled on the bottom of the belly at the right? No.
There you go. Cool.
Good stuff here, Jer.
I've not seen food like this anywhere.
It's the second week of August, and one thing you have to remember is that these lakes and the fish can be positioned somewhat layered. Right now, the muskies and smallmouth bass will probably be 15 foot and shallower, where the walleyes might be 15 foot and deeper out in the deeper structures. But one thing that's really critical that we always look for are big food shelf, big flat areas, and that's what we found in here within these big saddle systems and island masses in here. There's big weed beds in here, deep water cabbage spots, and this is absolutely prime habitat for both the smallmouth bass and the muskies at this time of the year, particularly if you have rocks mixed into it. And it's what the biggest thing is, this big food shelf concept. You know, you look at the map and then find these big flat areas where you have a lot of shallow water flats.
You may have heard the term structure fishing and not really knew what it meant. Well, here's our take on structure fishing. Structure is simply the underwater bottom configuration. It could be an underwater point, a sunken island, even a flat. On any one of these particular pieces of structure is what we term cover, and that could be wood, rock, or weeds. It's midsummer here in Sunset Country, and most of the fish are in the depth and habitat they will be until fall. Like we said, muskies for the most part are in 15 foot of water and shallower, but not all structures are created equal. This is where it takes you physically driving and looking at these shallow water structures to see the particular makeup, thickness, and type of cover on the structure. Hence the term structure fishing. What we're looking for is giant cabbage beds in the 8 to 12 foot range, and the bigger, the better.
This is where they're at. There's fish in here.
There's so much food here, it's insane. I've not seen food like this anywhere.
These giant forests of weeds can hold massive amounts of forage, and where there is bait fish, there will be predators. It's not unusual to see 4 or 5 fish in one weed bed. And what does that mean? Believe it or not, speed kills. We are burning blue fox bucktails as fast as they can go.
There we go.
Got him.
Got him. Sweet, that was awesome, Jim.
Yep.
Nice.
Good size.
It's not huge, but it's nice. Nice muskie. Cool, first spot of the morning.
There you go.
Did he pound that thing? That was so fun. Woo.
What bait did he hit on?
He bit on a little bucktail.
Oh, you're reeling it fasty, huh?
Just burning a little bucktail through here. Woo! Little black bucktail, Canadian classic, right? You know, that's the thing, is spending time learning these spots. Jim and I have been doing a lot of exploring, you know, looking at, you know, we've driven this entire lake, and this particular piece of structure that we're on right now, big rock tabletop, and it's a saddle with weeds in between 2 areas. It's been full of bait, and look at this, muskies. You find these areas, and luckily the fish showed up on this spot the first time we went through, but often, if it looks good, keep fishing it, keep fishing it. It's moonset right now. We came back at a prime time, and boom, there's a few of these in here, and there's also a great big one, so we'll see if we can get him too.
That's a pretty fish. Boy, she's a real little stump, isn't she?
Fat, nice little fat one. Cool. Woo! The white water. This was a 30 pounder, of course. I would never ever have it hooked this good. But sweet, that's a nice little musk right there. Oh, look at that, beautiful muskie. Sweet, man, these babies are all up on the tabletops right now. And hopefully we find a bunch more, but we've been seeing a lot of fish. This lake is loaded with fish, man. There's huge walleyes. There's just got a pretty high density muskie population. It's also got a ton of smallmouth we've been seeing. I'm gonna get this one back.
On any trip like this, you have to be versatile and rigged for all species. James and I took full advantage of every opportunity on our 5-day adventure up to Perrualt Lake. When the weather broke and was flat, calm, and sunny, we would chase after smallmouth. When there was a beautiful walleye chop and we were hungry for shore lunch, we would go out to the deep break and pop walleyes at will.
Got him?
I do, yeah. There we go.
Better one?
Feels like it.
You may have to get the net out.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a pike or a walleye. Let's see. I think it's a big walleye. Oh yeah, big walleye, Jim.
Wow.
Nice.
Whoa. Wow. That's
Saw a couple
pretty
sitting down
fish.
there, yeah.
That's a good one, Jer.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Look at that.
Absolutely. There we go. Got him.
There you go.
Nice. Sweet. That's a good fish. Let's just set him down for a sec here, Jimmy.
It's weird saying is these deep structures, what's so nice about it with your electronics, you can drive around really quickly to find the fish. Don't fish where there are none, you know. That's what I mean. You pull up on the spot, we pulled up on it in a minute, caught him, and you can see there's a bunch more down here.
Oh, look at that, huh? Awesome Canadian walleye. Man, that's the beauty about coming up here is there's so many quality fish just like that. And like Jim said, you know, we've been just driving around, spending a lot of time looking, not fishing anywhere too long, but more just what does it look like and looking at the layers. What's the shallow stuff look like? And then these walleyes now are out in that 15 to 25. Boom, jig and wrap. Get her back. Oh, nice walleye. See, dude.
You know, when we're initially trying to find fish like this, what you have to do is also your fishing technique. And actually, we use a couple of different like search and destroy techniques, presentations. Jigging wrap is one. It's really highly efficient to cover a lot of depth really quickly. A bottom bouncer rig, in some cases, crankbaits can be really highly effective if you're talking a little bit shallower water fishing situation. But the whole key is moving quick to first identify where fish are.
Got that one. Wow, that jig and wrap is so effective. I mean, in terms of really efficiency, and that's what you're always trying to do as a fisherman, right? You're trying to be as efficient as you possibly can. And for us, you know, we're just looking at a lot of stuff and getting musky gear out, getting trolling gear out, etc. With these deep water fish, a jigging wrap is just simply one of the most efficient tools. You don't need to have a lot of stuff out. You each have one rod out. We drive around that deep stuff. Oh, there's one. You just quick throw it out, and the fish are going to let you know right away if they're there. It's pretty awesome. And I think this is a really huge walleye. Huge one. Like this thing is enormous.
Big. Holy mackerel.
This is just huge. That net is too small. I got a bigger one up here.
Do you? What?
Yeah, I got a bigger net right here for you, buddy.
I can get him in this net.
No, he'll flop out.
No, Jer. Okay, look at that. We're out to 3 nets. We got a little net, a big net, and then the Magnum walleye
net. The King
net.
Kong net.
I'm really pretty impressed about the Manotak Waldos. Based on what we've been seeing, that is a...
Holy cow, wow, and it just popped off.
Look at the size of that.
Wow, is this thing huge.
That is a monstrous fish. Look at the size. I'm serious. We got to get a still camera of that.
This thing is huge. I haven't caught one like this in years.
I've seen big walleyes. This is a freaking giant.
Yeah, this is maybe one of my biggest walleyes ever, if not my biggest. This might be my biggest walleye that I've ever caught.
Yeah, it really is. That is huge. That is a huge walleye.
Wow, look at the size of that thing. It's heavy. Big, heavy, giant. How do you like that? Never been to the lake before. Drive around, look at some different layers of habitat. Like our second spot, catch this. I'd say Northwest Ontario and Manotak Lodge is a good place to fish for walleye.
There's one.
Big one? Still there? Oh, here we go. Nice one. Wow, another huge one, Jim.
Another big, oh yeah,
Huge
look at her.
Wow, that one's big.
Boy, she's just...
Can you put a waypoint on that one?
Yep.
Look at this elephant. That's a nice one. That was a nice one. Oh, look at this one. This one's gonna eat.
Boy, she was a lightning bolt. Holy mackerel. Boy, she was just smoking.
Oh, here we go. Oh, she just...
Ooh, there she is. Oh.
She wanted that thing. Wow, she nipped it.
How big was that one?
38. That is amazing how many fish can be on a spot. I mean, you come to these spots and they're just good spots. You know, a lot of people think that, ooh, a big musky's got the spot. Well, the fact is, the reason a big musky's there, because there's a lot of things that are going right to make the fish big there. So, I mean, you get a spot like this, there could be a half a dozen fish just in this little weed saddle easily. So if you see like one fish, there's probably more there. So it's worth spending time, pick the whole thing apart, take your time, cover every little inch of it once you know there's fish there, because chances are, over the course of your trip, you're gonna end up catching several fish in a spot like this.
Got her.
There you go, yes, sweet. Yes, awesome, buddy.
Oh, she came off.
Oh, Jim! That was a huge fish, man.
I had her, I don't know, man. I had her, I had her stung good. Oh, shoot. I thought I saw her too. Boy, she was a big head. Oh, God.
That was a big fish.
I had her stung. I turned her. I mean, I
Got her.
got her. Get her, Jared. Oh,
Got her.
Good,
There we go.
Good.
Cool.
Good
Sweet.
One. Good one. There you go.
Oh,
Put
sweet.
her on,
That was
there you go.
awesome. Whoa. I thought that was a really huge one, but one thing I'll say about muskies, regardless of where you're at, they are such a precious resource. If you're fishing them in a stock fishery or in this beautiful wilderness, woo, like Ontario, take good care of them. Obviously, it's great to land fish and net fish, but this is a smaller one. It's not huge. If you've never caught one, you bet get it in the net, get a picture, but try to handle them as easy as you can. Just pop them off. Do as little handling as you can. Nets are good, but nets can also bust up some fins and whatever else. So we'll just take this guy, single bucktail, pop it off. Bingo bango. Another muskie in the boat. I'm not kidding you. This was the 19th muskie encounter we've had today. Now, Jim and I were just talking, we were like, when was the last time you had 19 muskies up? We've caught a couple, we've missed a few. Jim dumped just a gigantic one. We've seen 6 fish today that we think are 25 to 40 pounds. I mean, this is just straight up incredible. Awesome fishing, but we did our homework, man. We spent a lot of time driving, looked at a lot of water. Haven't seen anything on this spot. Second time we fished it, and boom, got a nice one, so.
Musky fishing is a war of attrition. It's countless hours, days, and nights of casting and winding. And one trend now in musky fishing is that less is more. St. Croix has developed a downsized line of musky rods in their Legend Tournament series specifically designed for smaller presentations like small bucktails, jerkbaits, crankbaits, and other finesse musky presentations. These rods are lightweight, stronger than iron, don't cause fatigue, and present small lures far better than conventional musky gear. Pair a St. Croix Legend Tournament downsizer with a Daiwa Lexa 300 HD, some Suffix 65-pound performance braid, smaller musky baits, and you've got a lethal weapon for casting endless hours, day or night.
Got him. Oh, I lost him. Oh. Got him. Came back for it. Yes. Yeah, that was awesome, man. Cool. We waited for moonrise, and look at what happened. Huh, Jimmy?
Yeah, nice.
I was like, suffer through the mosquitoes, bud. Just suffer through them. It'll happen. That fish wanted it. It bit 3 times.
I was wondering, you had hit out on the end of the cast. Wow.
Wow, that's sweet. She bit it on the end of the cast, and then I was figure eighting and I saw a boil. I didn't see it. I hooked her. I kept figure eighting and she came back and bit it again.
Okay, net. We'll get this guy into the net here.
Yeah, I just ate it really good, so I just like to.
Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. There we go. We'll just sort of put her
Slide
in.
it right up here.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
You got your headlamp on, or you don't even need that. There you go.
Cool. Look at that. That's a beautiful fish, huh? This is like probably the 30th muskie encounter we've had today. I mean, that stuff people do fly-in trips to see this kind of action. There's a lot of fish like this, but man, I'm telling you, Jimmy rolled one that was huge. We've seen a ton of them, and we're just getting a feel for how this lake is set up. Bingo! Moonrise paid off. Suffered through the bugs. Got a big musk. Look at her back.